In 1 second, my mic wasn't on. Let's try that again. Hi, everybody. I'm Gabby Hart, and I want to thank you guys for tuning into the Missing live stream. This is something every Thursday, sometimes every other Thursday. We go back and take a look at stories that have aired in our segment, The Missing. And The Missing is focused on, it's Fox 26's dedication to shining a light on the hundreds, the thousands of people who go missing from the greater Houston area. This special airs every other Monday. And in between there, we like to kind of touch base with some of the families that we've interviewed and keep their loved ones' names in the limelight, making sure that they're still getting the attention that they deserve. So today we are going to be looking at the story of Jessica Sanchez. A very sad situation here. I've spoken with her mother on multiple occasions. We have her mother who will be joining us, but first, I want to go ahead and play you guys a clip of the Missing segment that aired on this young woman. Go ahead and take a look.
It's horrible when you're driving down the street and you see, trash bags, and you're wondering, is her body in there? Is she in that bio? And then when I hear, news reports that they found a corpse or they found a head, it's just like a standstill, just waiting to see if they're going to call me.
The night of September 7th, 2018, 38-year-old Jennifer Sanchez left her apartment near Martin Street and Shepherd Drive on Houston's north side. Her teenage son, who was living with her, asked where she was going.
She says, "I'll be back." He goes, like, "Mom, why are you leaving so late?" She goes, "I'll be back."
Jennifer's mother, Ofelia Gomez, says surveillance video later revealed that she left with her estranged husband, Joey Sanchez, a man the family claims was known to be physically abusive toward her and who she had recently filed a restraining order against.
Yeah, very, very sad story here. I want to go ahead and bring in Jennifer's mother, Ofelia Gomez. Ophelia, thank you for taking the time out to do this. How are you?
I'm doing good, thanks.
Now, at the end of that clip, we learned that the last time Jessica was seen,
It's Jennifer.
I'm sorry, Jennifer, I apologize. The last time that Jennifer was seen, she was leaving with her estranged ex-husband.
Yes,
And this is someone that she was known to have been afraid of.
yes. He was very abusive to her.
And Jennifer had recently filed a restraining order against him. When you saw that she left with him, what was your thought? I remember us talking about this, but just tell people what was your thought?
My thought was, why? Why would you leave with him? She had a restraining order and she told me, she was going to change her life. She was going to live for her kids and her parents. And she was going to, her son's girlfriend was having a baby girl and that's what she always wanted. So I just don't understand, why would you leave with him? Why?
Yeah. You said there might have been some fear. You thought maybe that forced her to go with him.
I thought maybe there might be like he would threaten her that he was going to go into the apartment and hurt one of her boys because her son was living with her. That's the only thing I could think of, and we just don't know. Like I said, maybe she got scared, because she had fear of him. And maybe he threatened, I'll go in there and, I'll hurt one of your boys. And, and she always was a protector.
But ultimately, she wasn't seen again after she was seen leaving with him.
No, she wasn't.
And I know that you mentioned she had a paycheck at her job that was never picked up. And there was just some things that just weren't adding up. So you went out to Jennifer's estranged husband's mother's house, which is where he lived, correct?
Yes, we asked for a welfare check. The police went out there and they said that the mother didn't want to open up for him at all. So the sergeant went and he finally got in and he got to talk to her. She didn't want to answer any kind of questions or anything. So when he came back, he told me, he goes, Miss Gomez, it's not good. It's not good at all. I did his background check and it's not good at all.
Yeah. And I can't imagine as her mother hearing that, right? A little while after that, the missing persons detectives called you and said that this is no longer a missing persons case.
No, they got a hold of my sister because we were all at my house and they had my sister's number and they called her that this was no longer a missing person, it was homicide.
And I do have a clip of you explaining the evidence that they found that I want to play very quickly that led them to believe that this was a homicide. Have a listen.
They got pictures of him leaving Home Depot with trash bags. They said that you could tell how he ripped off the inside of his trunk and used bleach and stuff. They found that, and they found particles, blood and stuff of Jennifer's DNA. He had repaired his windshield.
At one point during the investigation, Ofelia says Joey Sanchez actually had the nerve to call her.
He called me on my cell phone and he says, Miss Gomez, I'm sorry for Jennifer, and hung up.
I can't imagine getting that phone call. I'm sorry for Jennifer, but even though she's believed to not be living anymore, this guy has been charged with her murder, but there's still no clue where your daughter's body could be.
No, because he doesn't want to talk and say what the body is, and he has not gone to court. His lawyer keeps on resetting, just prolonging it. And we found out that he's going, they're going again this October the 20th. And they said, this time my sister pulled up the docket and it says juror. So she asked and they said it's not a trial with jurors yet, but it's open to the public and we can go, and sit there and hear what's going on for right now because we're clueless.
Yeah.
The DA never calls us. We never hear from the DA what's going on with the case or anything. We're always having to call them.
Yeah.
And it's just, outrageous, because this September will be 5 years. And we have not had any kind of calls from the DA. My sister's always having to call them. And she even asked them, please, that's all we're asking y'all, to please call us and keep us updated. Keep us updated what's going on. And this past April the 24th, it's so funny. We got a call from the detective. They had found some remains and they were asking us questions about Jennifer.
When was that?
And April the 24th
Of this
my
year?
sister got, yes, ma'am, this year. My sister got a text message from one of the detectives that was saying that they found some remains in the north side area. So she called me to ask me because he was asking her some questions about Jennifer's things and stuff, and it was just, a horrible feeling. So I told my sister, it's so funny. Why would he call us? I know they have found other remains in Houston, but we have never gotten a call. Why this time? Why? And he asked us about her dental records, did she have jewelry on, and a lot of little questions. And we waited a couple of days, and then he notified my sister that it wasn't Jennifer's remains. It wasn't Jennifer's remains. So my sister pulled up the court docket and wanted to know when does this man go to Joey Sanchez go back to court, and it came out that he goes back on the 20th. And she even asked, why is it taking so long? Why is it taking so long to take care of these court dates and stuff? And they said that his lawyer's prolonging it. His lawyer's doing all this. And we don't understand how could the judge let them, you know, reset it so many times. It's going on 5 years. It's just
And
a
now,
setback, setback.
is he out on bond or is he still behind bars?
He's still behind bars. He's still behind bars. And, I have attended things like Crime Stoppers. Last year in October, me and my sister, we attended Crime Stoppers, and she got up and spoke about how the DA never returns our calls. They never, call us to let us know about the case. She's always having to call. So while we were leaving, that Kim Oka, the attorney, came up to us and told us, she was saying, how sorry she was. She wanted to meet the family and stuff like that. And she told us to leave the number with her assistant and that she would get a hold of us and talk to us. We never heard from them. Never, never, no kind of calls, no kind of anything. And we just
Yeah.
don't understand why.
And these remains that were found, I mean, this was a couple of weeks ago. Have there been
Yes,
any other developments or anyone else that has reached out of you since our story aired in the missing?
no, no. We have not got anyone to reach out with us or anything. That's why we were so surprised when this happened a couple of
Yeah.
weeks ago. We're just, in shock. Why, I mean, I want to have closure. So
Yeah.
it's like, we're still limbo.
I know
No
that
one,
closure
no
is
one.
very important to you. You want to bring Jennifer home, whatever state
Yes,
that she's in. And that's something that you've been waiting on. And
yes,
also, the person accused to be held responsible. So it seems like even since our story, the two stories that we've done together, you're still just in limbo. Your family's still just kind of waiting for both answers and justice.
yes, yes, we still are. But like my sister said, coming October, this October the 20th, when that court, we're going to be there. We want some kind of answers. This is enough,
Yeah.
you know.
But we definitely want you to keep us here at Fox 26 posted on that. And I know you delivered a very powerful message. And this is the clip I want to play next. After we talked about your daughter, you delivered a very powerful message to other women who might be in domestic violence situations. That was a message that really stood out to me. I do want to go ahead and play that.
Now this mother not only wants closure for her and her family, she also wants other women who hear this story to take heed.
That's not a way to live. That's not normal to live like that. And my daughter went through it, and look where I'm sitting at. She's not here no longer.
You used your daughter's story and you told other women, this isn't a way to live. Far too many women we're finding in situations that unfortunately end, in their demise. How have you been processing the fact that, someone that you probably met, that your daughter married, is now accused of taking her life? And is there anything else that you want to say to people at home who might be watching this with a family member in a similar situation?
I know there's a lot of women that they feel, that there's no help out there. And that's why they keep on living the way they are with the abusive and stuff like that. But there is help for women. There is a lot of help out there for women. You shouldn't have to go back to the same situation at all. I just, I hear about it a lot, and it just like, you know, so many lives, women's lives have been taken because of
Yeah.
this. I
And
just,
now her estranged husband is heading to court. You said October. What date was that? The
the
24th or
20th,
20?
no,
The
the
20th.
20th, we don't know what time. My sister's going to pull it up, the docket,
Okay.
court docket and stuff, for us to be there, to find out the exact time and everything so we could be there,
Yeah.
because we will be there
And
this time.
Yeah, and like I mentioned, we'll be following this, and we definitely want you to keep us up to date. This live stream is just another way for us to keep these names out there,
Yes,
and to give you guys, continue to give the families a voice and to update us on, things that have happened. So I do want to thank you for taking the time out to do this. Her daughter, this is Ofelia Gomez, people, her daughter, Jennifer Sanchez. My apologies earlier for saying Jessica, but Jennifer Sanchez has been missing going on 5 years now. Her estranged husband charged with her murder, but her body has still not been recovered. We cannot stress enough in this series, The Missing, that if you know something, if you saw something, even the smallest tip can help law enforcement to bring these families some closure. If anyone, we have a dozen plus missing people stories on our website, fox26houston.com. Go over to that website, look at some of these stories, scroll through them. And if you know something, if you know someone who knows something, Crime Stoppers offers a $5,000 reward. You can call 911. You can remain anonymous by calling Crime Stoppers, or you can call the Texas Center for the Missing. But these families really waiting on closure. So, Ophelia, I
yes.
want to thank you so much for joining us. Are there any final thoughts there, or one last message that you'd like to send?
No, I just want my justice, and I hope to God I get it this year. I hope to God I get to see him get what he deserves.
Yes, ma'am. And well, thank you, Ophelia, for joining us. And for everyone, again, head over to fox26houston.com. The Missing airs every other Thursday. We have one coming up May 15th. You can go see Jennifer's story on our website. You can tune in every Thursday. And like I said, very important to go and scroll through some of the stories that we have, because you never know, you might recognize something or remember something that could help bring so many families some closure. And remember, if you or anyone that you know is a victim of domestic violence, there are resources available. You can head over to the domestic violence hotline. Our website will have links for you there. Just type domestic violence in the search bar. But remember, there is help and there are resources. So thank you all for tuning into this Thursday's edition of The Missing live stream. And remember, Monday, May 15th, we'll have another story. So thank you guys so much for joining in. And thank you, Ophelia, for joining us as well.
Thank you. Thank you, Gabby.